really understand how anyone becomes a full-time writer. Like, it doesn't really make logical sense to me. You're basically, like, putting in a ton of time and effort, making something, sending it out to people, hope that they like it. If they don't, then you have to go and do a ton of more work, self-publishing it, and then hope that that works out. And then if it does, then you're like, yay, I wrote something, I have money now. I'm gonna do that again because it kind of sort of worked last time and maybe it'll work better this time. And then you make the thing and hopefully get paid for it. And then that money has to support you until you have the other thing written and make money off of that. It just kind of seems like a very stressful. So I don't really know why I'm doing it, but I am. And here's the 3 things that I'm doing to become a full-time writer, and probably YouTuber, hopefully. So the 3 parts. 1, create a situation where there's no going back, no defaulting, nothing. Just, you have to be a full-time writer. 2, creating a situation where there's no worries at all, no pressure on you, nothing stressful at all. 3, preparing for failure, which is part of making it not stressful and not worried, but also having a backup plan so that, you know, being a full-time writer seems really hard, right? Otherwise, more people would probably do it. Okay, so part 1, creating a situation where there's no going back. For me, that means quitting 5 jobs. Quitting 5 jobs. There's no coming back from quitting 5 jobs. I'm also changing where I live. You might not want to go as dramatic as I am, but I'm moving to Japan for 3 months to live with strangers I met on the internet. You know, it's something I cannot go back to day-to-day life from. While I'm there for 3 months, I don't have a working visa. I can't work anywhere else. I can't earn any extra money. I can explore, I can travel, I'll barely have any Wi-Fi or data while I'm there, I'll barely have anything with me to like otherwise distract me, like board games, and I don't have friends, and it's 16-hour difference, so I'm not really going to be able to talk to my friends or be distracted by social media because it's not going to be, adding up all the time and just developing while I'm living my life. It's all going to be there at night. Like, they're going to post at night, I'm going to wake up in the morning, I'm going to see it all, and then I can go about my day and not worry about the people messaging me. And I'm just going to be there, I'm going to explore, and I'm going to write. For you, not going back might be quitting your job and just saying you're a full-time writer. It might be dropping out of a social group that's not particularly helpful for you and joining a social group, or creating some kind of commitment like, I'm going to give this person $50 if I don't write my book by such time, or there's plenty of ways to create a no going back situation for yourself. You just have to find one that's effective. I tried deadlines. I'm not very good with deadlines, but if I have time, I will always be a writer and artist. It is my passion. I will always come back to it. I just never had the time, so I found a way to create the time. Maybe a strange way to create the time, and maybe a crazy way to create the time, but it's gonna be the time of my life. So find your no going back situation, no matter what it is, something that you have to do in order to become a full-time writer, because otherwise you're not going to have the motivation you need in order to be a writer. It takes so much time, you have to do so much of it up front. But if you're in a situation where you're literally not going to earn any extra money unless you put something out there, you're suddenly going to become a lot more likely to put something out there. And I know that the last time I quit my job, I was like, oh, I'm going to be a full-time writer, and I was looking for all these writing things, and I was on Upwork, and I was on everything, and I was doing all this research, and then I found another 9-to-5 stupid job, whatever, a couple of freelance things here and there, but they weren't for writing, and so I knew that just quitting my job and saying I was going full-time wasn't enough dedication for me. So find the thing that's going to motivate you to become a writer and to do everything you need to do in order to become a writer. 2, create a no worry situation. I absolutely, completely hate all of the little tiny day-to-day tasks which separate me from what I want to do. I get up in the morning, I have a goal in mind, and then I forget that I have to eat. And I don't want to have to go to bed at night when I'm in a writing mood. I'm always in a writing mood right at night, like right when I'm supposed to be going to bed. because I have to go to bed at 10. I had to go to bed at 10 to get up at 4 to go to my old job. I don't want to have to go to bed if I'm in a writing mood. That's makes sense, right? You know? But also, only getting 4 hours of sleep a night isn't very helpful for anything. I would know. So my no worry situation consisted of saving up enough money to live for 3 months in Japan without another source of income. Maybe I'm going to be living pretty cheaply, but I don't have to pay for a car or my apartment or any appliances or anything. I don't have any subscriptions like Netflix or Hulu. I don't have my phone bill because I'm not going to be using my phone there because I don't have a data or SIM plan. It's just student loans, food, adventure. That's not too bad of a budget, so that's how I'm making sure that I'm not going to be worrying the whole time I'm over there about all of these things that are going to separate me from my writing. I'm not going to be worrying about what other people are thinking because I'm barely going to be able to talk to them. I'm not going to be worried about if I have enough money because I know I do. I'm not going to be worried about anything, hopefully. I guess we'll find out. I'm not there yet. I'll probably post this when I land. 4, no, 3, preparing for failure. Because being a professional artist is hard, being a professional writer is hard, and I'm not expecting to just leave America for 3 months and suddenly get the godsend of the universe that tells me how to write best-selling novels. What I'm doing is I'm creating time to write best-selling novels. What I'm doing is I'm creating time for me to hone my craft. I'm not expecting to be able to move back in 3 months and suddenly be making $1,000 a month off of my writing. But I'm definitely not going to be any closer if I'm just sitting around here spending $600 a month on just expenses that I don't even have any control over, like apartments and stuff, and not having any time to work on my craft at all. That's just wasting time. That's all it is for me. Wasting time. But I know that it's unrealistic to just run away and become a best-selling author and just... That's not very realistic, so I have a backup plan. I know the people I'm moving in with when I get back, I know they can support me for like a month if I have to get back on my feet. I know I have resumes prepared. I literally have a folder on my laptop that is just like resumes for bookstores, resumes for pet shops, resumes for writers, resumes for design. Just anywhere I could possibly apply. I already listed out the places that I'm going to apply when I land. Not because I think that I'm going to fail, because if I started off with that mindset, then there wouldn't be any reason to try, right? But because it's part of the no worrying thing. I don't want to have to worry about what if I fail. I already have a plan if I fail. Now I can just dedicate all of my energy not to being stressed out about it, not to worrying about it, not to what I'm going to do in 3 months, not to how I'm going to pay my bills or anything like that. All of my energy is going into writing and into art. And that's how I'm becoming a full-time writer for 3 months, I guess. It was mostly saving a lot of money and creating a plan that I know I can't back out of, and not being afraid to go for it. You know, my slogan for this year, on January 1st, I wrote it out: don't be afraid, go further. Don't be afraid, go further. And, so I'm not going to be afraid, and I'm going to do the darndest I can and have a good time with it. So if you want to join me on this journey and find out how being a full-time writer for 3 months is going to work out for me, and hopefully I'll be posting a lot more than I have in the past because I'm going to have a ton more time. If you want to see my stuff anyway, just interact with the video in some way. YouTube will be more likely to recommend it to you. Like if you comment on it, if you like it, if you subscribe to it, if you... I don't want to push you to hit the notification bell because I want you to not be distracted by more things, especially not distracted by my things. But if you want to subscribe, that way if this was like motivational for you or like interesting or just fun, because I hope I'm kind of a fun person and not just like one of those talking head YouTubers that's going to tell you how you can become a professional writer. You know, don't do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I'm here. I'm having a good time. Support me if you want. I'm gonna have books coming out soon, so maybe follow me on other things. Maybe I'll have other things floating up here. I don't know. I don't know. Have a good day. Enjoy your life. Bye.